Hello everybody, this is Warrior Dan and welcome to What is the Point Of? Initially today, I had a different game in mind that I wanted to cover, but after taking a brief look at this game, I knew I had to talk about it now. The game you're looking at on your screen now, as I'm sure you can guess by the title, is Minion Masters. I'm sure many of you are wondering what is Minion Masters and why am I taking the time to talk to you all about it. Minion Masters is an online multiplayer action card game, one that distinguishes itself from its more generic competition by adding in an infusion of MOBA game mechanics. Players face off in top-down 1v1 or 2v2 arenas, using a pre-arranged card loadout that they themselves customize prior to the beginning of the match. The match will start with a short cutscene with the narrator introducing the two players and then commencing the fight.
Masters, get ready! And we're off!
You can combat your opponent by casting cards, and in doing so, activating that specific minion or ability featured on the card. However, in order to cast a minion or ability, you must first have the mana required to do so. The amount of mana required for each minion or ability will be clearly listed as a number featured on the corner of the card itself. The amount of possible deck combinations is massive. I've already unlocked about 24 cards and there are many more I still have yet to unlock. Assuming the developers continue to add new cards over time, you're going to continue to see crazy new deck combinations constantly shifting the tides of battle in any given game. Players will passively generate mana via a recharge meter at the bottom of the screen. Players can greatly increase the default passive speed of the mana meter by capturing one or both of the two lanes on the map, acting essentially as control points, which can be instantly taken by one side or the other if left uncontested by the opposing team. If two teams are contesting one of the lanes, then the lane will be effectively nullified, and will no longer provide any benefit to either team until one side takes it. The gameplay, setting aside the card system entirely, strongly evokes memories of classic tower defense shooter games from the 90s and 2000s. While organizing an ideal card deck is critical to ensuring victory over your opponent, the number one ingredient to success is good time management. Knowing the difference between when to push the advantage and force your way into enemy territory versus when it's best to pull back and reorganize your forces will help you as a player far more than any card deck combination ever could. Unlike most other card games or MOBAs, the average 1v1 match length is pretty short, with most match durations in my experience working out to be between 3 to 6 minutes long. My shortest match lasted a total of 2 minutes and 16 seconds. Now in higher skill brackets, I'm sure individual matches can greatly exceed this length, probably going up to 7 or 10 minutes. But for me, as someone currently working their way up the ladder, matches tend to be really short. Speaking of competitive ladder, unlike most other competitive-driven games on the market, which normally offer both casual and competitive game modes separately, Minion Masters factors in normal competitive ranking throughout the whole game, with players divided into 9 competitive rankings: Wood, Stone, Bronze, Silver, Gold, Diamond, Master, and Grandmaster. As of the time of recording this audio, roughly 2 hours into playing the game, I've currently worked my way up into Bronze, and am hoping to get myself into Silver fairly soon. While there is definitely a small learning curve during the initial few hours of play, this game is very accessible to players of all skill levels, designed to accommodate even players otherwise normally inexperienced with MOBAs or digital card games. That said, the skill ceiling is very high, as while players may not have trouble understanding the fundamental gameplay mechanics, there is a lot of sophistication in regards to how deck building and combat strategy works. Now, while largely I've been praising the game, it's not a unconditional all-encompassing love. I do have a rather notable bone to pick over the game's forced implementation of loot boxes. Now, when it comes to loot boxes as a concept, I generally maintain a fairly neutral perspective. I don't by default hate or judge games just because they have some sort of loot box mechanic, microtransaction system. To me, the line is drawn in the sand when a game goes beyond just offering cosmetic material like skins, voice lines, emotes, etc. Minion Masters' implementation of loot boxes is not so benign. Loot boxes here will offer you a chance at unlocking, among other things, new minion or ability summoning cards, offering a direct in-game advantage to those who may potentially choose to spend money on stockpiling loot boxes, similar to but not quite as blatantly abusive as Star Wars Battlefront 2. Combine this with the fact that, upon leveling up after a match, the game will immediately force you to open any loot boxes you may have unlocked. When you're opening multiple loot boxes in a row, the unboxing animation gets old really quickly. There's no perceivable way to skip this and proceed to the game's menu, or alternatively throw yourself into a new game. This is incredibly distracting and needlessly wastes the player's time. In conclusion, after playing over 2 hours of Minion Masters within the first day of being granted a review copy of it by the developer, I can say that this is definitely enjoyable in both short bursts and in extended durations. If this here is the early access version of the game, I do look forward to seeing what this game becomes in the coming weeks, months, and hopefully years. For a game that I initially, admittedly, just viewed as another mediocre action card game, I'm quite pleased with admitting my own short-sightedness. For those seeking a fairly straightforward card-based MOBA on a small scale, Minion Masters is well worth a look. Despite its irritatingly inescapable loot box pop-ups, please do fix that dev team, just add a little optional X button at the top right or something, we'd all very much appreciate it. My final score for Minion Masters, critiquing it based on its current early access state, is a 8 out of 10. I would have bumped it up a bit, but the inescapable pay-to-win-esque loot boxes are a bit of a detractor to me, but not enough to outweigh the really fun matches I experienced online. I'll definitely be keeping my eye out on this title as it hopefully continues to get the development support it needs to expand on these foundations, as it transitions from being an early access title to eventually transforming into a full release. But for now, we're just gonna have to wait and see. But that's it for this What Is the Point of episode, and I'll see you all hopefully next week with a new episode then. If you like this video, please do hit that like button as it really helps me out in the ever-menacing YouTube search algorithms. And let me know your opinions on Minion Masters down in the comments below. Would you play it or pass on it? I'm curious what you guys think either way. This is Warrior Dan signing out. Stay awesome everybody, and peace out.